Yo, this your boy Stick coming at you with a quick video. Just recently purchased a Behringer RD8, and the first thing it asks you to do from the quick start guide that it doesn't really go into detail about either in the quick start guide or the manual is to update the firmware. It comes shipped, I think, with 1.26, and the update is 1.35. This video will give you a little quick walkthrough on some things that aren't in the manual that you need to know to update your RDA to the latest firmware version. And it also, this video assumes that you've already registered your product with Behringer, created your Music Tribe account, because that's where you have to go and actually download the firmware updater. You can go to the website and search firmware update RD8, and it'll take you to that link to download that updater. All right, let's get into it. What's up? This your boy Stick coming at you with this quick video on how to update your firmware on your Behringer RD8. When you get it in the quick start guide, when I got mine, it didn't have a manual. All it had was the quick start guide. The manual is now available on the Behringer website, but even in the manual, it doesn't really walk you through how to do this. Only thing it tells you in the quick start guide is how to hook it up, which is take a USB out into the USB in from your computer into the USB in on your Behringer or your MIDI. That's where all your MIDI would transfer through. And you run the firmware updater, which you would get on the Behringer website. Just go to the Behringer website, go to support, or you can search RD8 firmware update, and it'll take you to that link to where you can download that updater. But the problem you're probably going to have is the updater is not going to see your RD8 in order for it to update. So what the manuals and the get started, the quick start guide doesn't tell you is there's this, you have to start the RD8 in reboot mode, or boot mode, I should say. And the way to do that, there's a recess button right there next to your USB connection. You get a paper clip or a safety pin, depress that while you're turning it on, and it'll turn on in boot mode. Now, once it's turned on in boot mode, it won't actually do anything. It'll actually look a lot like it's off, like it is right now. Obviously, I don't have anything connected to it, any power or anything, but when it turns on in boot mode, it looks exactly like this. So then when you run the firmware updater, it will then see your RD8 via the USB cable. Then you press update, and it'll update your firmware. And once it's completed, you'd have to basically turn off the RD8, turn it back on, and it'll complete it, and then your firmware will be updated. And I'm going to show you in a minute how to check your firmware update to see which one you currently have, and then to check it to see if you have the new one once you download it. All right, in order to check your current firmware version on the RD8, you're going to press settings. Hope you guys can see this. It's kind of a quick video. You press and hold, tap, hold, and while holding tap, hold, you press the preference button, or a button right above number 5, and right here it's going to show you what version it is. Version 1.35, which is the latest version. I just recently updated mine. So if yours is anything less than 1.35, then it's not the current version. Hope you can see that screen there. Let me move my finger. Version 1.35. See if I can get it a little closer. And I'm still holding the tap hold button too. If I take that off, it won't run. And that's how you do it. Well, there you have it. That's how you update your firmware on the RD8. Hope this video helps. Hit the like button, leave any comments or whatever, and subscribe to the channel. Appreciate it.